Hi, hello and welcome everyone. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Thanks for waiting. Sorry, as always, late. Just a lot to anchor, a lot to prepare. I've been busy. I'm sure you have been too, in various ways. Hi, Tara. Hi, Bea. G, whoever that is. Who's there? Karma. Karma has come. Karma is being delivered. All of what we have been through, all that we have done, not done, or whatever, is all coming to fruition. The time is now. Time out of time, no time, so to say. But you get me, because it's time to totally let go of all of this, everything. Everything that has been, the false realities, false perceptions, projections, opinions, judgments, gone. All right? Because this is what has created the false matrix. And now it is time to fully let that go. No more faffing around. There is a very clear frequency in the field that is requiring full transparency, full honesty, full authentic self-embodiment, which is what ignites your own divine, unique blueprint that only you can do. I can't tell you what that is. All I'm trying is to remind you that you know who your true authentic self is. So, the time has come. The supernova of the heart event is here. I think we can feel it. Loads of us can. And it's time to make it happen, whilst we know it's already done and it has already happened, because we are fully in the super quantum zone, so to say, because the Divine Organic Creatrix Field is ultimately already online, but we're here to fully ignite it. And that's what today and everything we've been working towards is really about. And also a call I'm going to provide on the 19th that I'm going to talk about, because the 19th till 22nd has very much been highlighted to me, especially the 19th, for us to ignite this, the supernova of the heart event, because we came to make it happen. Isn't that so? Who agrees? Because truly, we are God sources, boots on the ground. We are God source embodied, as we are merging with source, which is divine union with the one, which is divine union with all. We merge with all that is shadow and light. And then we come to divine union with source. And that's where nothing lies outside of us. Everything is possible from the space, and we ask everything from ourselves, which doesn't really mean that we are doing everything ourselves, but it's also a divine orchestration of the one, and everything is conspiring in our favor. And that's where we are getting supported by the universe and everybody and everything around us, because we're no longer in resistance, in fight, flight mode, freeze mode of the realities. We see them for what they are. We have crystal clear vision. We are seeing now through the eyes of God. And that means we can see things for how they are, but we're also here to override them with a higher perception. Because as we shift totally, this is all about a paradigm shift in the consciousness, the one consciousness, because there's only one of us here, the one mind. And as the perception of reality shifts for us. And that's what we're here for. So we are holding the keys and codes for new Ascension Earth that is already there and online, but we're fully igniting it to make it visible and fully dissolving the artificial overlays, which really are equal to false thought forms and beliefs, false perceptions and false projections, where we are projecting our own unacknowledged shadow aspects at one another, instead of dealing with them and taking them on and seeing, okay, hey, where can I maybe adjust a little bit more myself? But I'm also speaking the truth and adjust where, somebody is out of line and oversteps their boundaries or is disrespectful. or however. But whilst we come from a place of love, but also a no bullshit zone, it's both end. And this is what all of this is about. It's truly merging, unifying all aspects, shadow and light, masculine, feminine, higher and lower self, heaven and earth as one. And nothing lies outside of that. And what is the devil besides the unconscious? And we all have unconscious parts. So we all have these, dark parts. That's why it's so important to not externalize any more of our crap and keep pulling within, because the divine feminine and the cosmic mother, the Sophia, will no longer take the projections of the unacknowledged collective, the unacknowledged shadow body of the collective. Because I was shown the Sophia birthing the Demiurge and all the shadow beings is ultimately her being cast upon the shadow aspects of the collective and then birthing these shadow beings, because they are ultimately negative thought forms that have become real and taken on a life of their own, which are being fully dissolved and removed right now. And then what is left? It's just us, our character, our embodiment. So if you take away, so now all the interference patterns have been removed. So the dark magicians have literally nothing to chew on, nothing to tap into. All the fallen matrices, grids, the whole siphoning of our life force is no longer functioning. All the dark portals closed. All the interferences removed, which have been messing with us to immense degrees. So then what is left? It's our own character, what we stand for. And this is really, the call is going out right now to everyone. It's like, what do you stand for? Are you going to rise in love, or are you going to fall in fear? Along with the artificial matrix, because the time is up. So imagine as if you would only have a week left to live on old Earth. What would you do? So that's what I'm tapping into, because that's where we're at. So the old is fully dissolving. It's done and dusted. And the more we can let go of any kind of false of projections that is literally the false overlays and the artificial simulation part, that is all based on, again, fear-based thought forms and belief systems, where we're projecting upon another our own unacknowledged shadow aspects. And we all do this to a certain degree. But now we no longer, but then, most of us have one aspect or another, the victim or the victimizer, or the narcissistic codependent kind of, written all over their foreheads sort of thing to say, which we have been busy transmuting, the whole victim-victimizer consciousness, the distorted polarity, which also the twin flames and divine counterparts are here, mainly to transcend and dissolve. So if we notice, whatever triggers us, our judgment, anything at all, it's like, it's a present. Let me take this on. Let me see a little bit deeper, where I still haven't integrated that aspect of me and can integrate my whole multidimensional selves, because this is ultimately what any judgment trigger is all about. It's a gift to you to see where I'm still externalizing my own unacknowledged shadow aspects, where I'm still having some unhealed wound and trauma. Because this is not about judgment. We have to totally let go of the whole freaking judgment thing, the whole polarity of they are doing anything to us, anyone is holding anything back, holding up anything externalized. It's all on us. It's your reality. This is your reality. So anything that's happening is like you're co-creating it. Because if you're not at that point, you're still in victimizer consciousness and you're still playing the game of the old matrix. And this is totally dissolving in our field now. So no more projecting unacknowledged shadow aspects at other people. We keep pulling it back whilst we're having a laugh, because you can't take this personally. You have to de-objectify. You have to totally let go of this, like them versus us and groups, and all of this shit has to go right now. And you need to know who you're standing with. So anybody who's still, because I'm just going to bring this up, I don't care anymore. A couple of people, one female, one male, blocking, unblocking me. And it's like, it's just a representation of the whole, like, I haven't changed at all. It's their perception of me. And this is constantly going on within the field. This is just a couple of people I know of. One is my beloved. And this is the whole thing about the twin flames. It's this, the feminine have been holding so much space. Then we've been going through this whole like huge anger coming up because the masculine is finally seeing who's really been messing with them. And it's not a divine feminine. And then I still keep going back because it's like, it's their own unacknowledged shadow aspects. And I'm just talking generally here, and this is beyond gender, again, energies, my heart, mind, and all of this. But it's like the feminine has had the feminine, the divine feminine, the cosmic mother, the Sophia, has had enough of taking on any shadow projections of anyone. Done. Because this is how the negative entities and shadow beings fully disappear. And she's everything. She's not just light. She's the darkness. She's everything. And so are you. Because we all one. This is all one consciousness. And if you're still projecting shadow aspects outside of you and cannot see people and things for how they truly are, you're still feeding into the phantom matrix of polarity, distorted polarity. Where now, if you can see through the eyes of God, you can truly see people for who they are. You can truly see people for who they are. So as in, the good and the bad, it's all mixed up. Nobody's just good, nobody's just bad, to varying degrees. Whilst you also can see the original innocence and of us all, because we have all, as a collective, been collecting all these experiences and what works, what doesn't, to come up with now a working blueprint, the KRYST-MASS blueprint, which is a new androgynous blueprint, where we all ultimately one gender, one androgynous gender, whilst we're still in different bodies. And beyond that, many different races, many different star races, so much diversity within the oneness. It's both ends. And that's why we have to really go beyond the judgments and the division that's also happening within the spiritual community and go beyond it. So, and there's a very clear call right now, because it's literally the end of the old world of are you standing with fear, or are you choosing love? And what are you projecting, especially onto the feminine as the masculine? What are you creating? Because the feminine is earth. She is the manifestation of your creation. What are you projecting? What are you choosing, associating with, standing for right now? So yeah, so we no longer take any more shadow projections of other people. It's a whole frequency. It's a whole, our field is just totally rejecting it now. And it's all being kind of casted back as self-reflection, so to say, as if you're having a mirror outside of your energy field. That's what I'm doing. And it's all just totally reflected back now as deep insight. I've had enough experience with gaslighting and all of these kind of attacks and all of this shit. And one moment people love me and then I turn away and I've done nothing different. So anyway, and it's not affecting me anymore. So great. But I'm also done with it, because last time I said again, yeah, it's okay. But actually, no, we're not okay with this anymore. We're not. Because this is how monsters are created. So if we take this on, we say, yeah, it's okay because I understand why you're doing it. I mean, on one level, yes, we do. But on another level, we're also saying now, no more. It's a frequency thing. It's your whole field, no longer taking the bullshit of other people that are not wanting to acknowledge. Done. Done with this. This is the divine feminine speaking within us all. And again, also the masculine within us all. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Because this is beyond forgiveness. Okay, but this goes way beyond, this is the whole, the healing the masculine feminine split and the divine unions. It's beyond forgiveness, because ultimately, there's nothing to forgive. We're all one. But then there also needs to be acknowledgement of what went wrong and what still may be going wrong. And this is last chance saloon of like, choose your side. Where are you on now? So that's it. That's what I'm going to say to this. Because I'm done. Peace. So let's move on from the more serious part. But this is going out. So we have called out already those of negative intent who have committed grave crimes against humanity, who are being escorted, removed, exposed at rapid quantum speed, or disappear, as this has all been a illusion anyway. So it's about waking up from the dream, ultimately. But it's also knowing that we have the power to co-create the realities, and now all these old memories, all the false overlays, all these false perceptions, projections, which have created the old realities are dissolving at the seams. So you can hang on to it, but you're going down with the ship. Or you can depersonalize everything and just see like, oh, wow, yeah, oh, that was stupid. And just right now choose a different path. Every now moment, you have a different choice. But literally, linear time is running out here. So ask yourself, what would you do if you only knew you had another week left on old Earth? Enjoy yourself. Align with the highest. Live freely. Like, basically do what you're, follow your bliss without basically hurting yourself or other people. That's what I would be suggesting right now. Align with your highest realities because they're here now. All the obstacles, all have been dissolved. And as all these remaining false projections and perceptions, opinions and judgments dissolve, so do the last remaining shadow beings and entities. And they're basically very few left. And then we're just left with what has created it, our own negative thought forms and perceptions. So that's where we get to change it all. It's the re-encryption of our consciousness, which is your DNA blueprint, which is the instruction sets you get from your dark matter body template, the Russia body. That then informs creation on how to manifest itself, on how it is going to physicalize. So it's all about the shift in consciousness, which is then shifting the realities we're looking at, because it's an inside-out projection of what we believe in at our deepest level, what we are expecting. And that is shifting one way or another. So you're going either along with it or you're resisting against it. And fear would be anything like, guilt, shame, blame, unforgiveness, anger, all of these things. And there's no problem to feel these things. All you need to do is just keep transmuting them in the now moment. We are love alchemists. We are here to literally transmute everything back into love. And we have done such an amazing job. Okay, and we're there. The love tsunami is here. It's all happening. So the Supernova of the Heart event is something we're igniting from within, 23:32. And this is what's happening now. So I'm going to do a call on the 19th. I have the details below in the description box. You would need to sign up over, I found a new app with it, which is the Buy Me a Coffee app. And this really gives me the option to enter the details for the Zoom call. But so far, one person has signed up, and it's a friend of mine. So I checked with her if she could access the link to Zoom, which is part of what you should access as you sign up for it, which is very easy. But she said she couldn't access the contents. So I am intending for this to be fixed. At the very least, I will have everybody's email address. So see if you want to sign up. So what we're going to do is literally, we are going to ignite the Supernova of the Heart event, which is already in progress. But fully, which is very much connected with our own heart opening, monadic activation, so of our own high heart, our diamond avatar self, Christ Saphira, diamond, rainbow, plasma, aurora, light body, and Merkaba vehicle, multidimensional DNA, and the new organic divine creatrix field. Because that's what I am being shown we are here to do. So let's do it. And so join me in the call. You can sign up under the links below. Okay. And you should also then, after the call went live, so if you can't take part live, so it's on the 19th, that's Monday, which has been shown to me as the main day to do this, at 9 p.m. UK time. More details again are in the link below. But basically, we were doing a call as we have done for the 11/11th and the 22/11th for those that were part of it. And it's similar to here now, but just that we can exchange the keys and codes. We can see each other. We are on Zoom video. You can ask me questions. We will share whatever comes in a moment. We exchange our sacred keys and codes. We will be the acupuncture needles on the grids to ignite this. And we call this all forth, whilst we then also fully let go of any attachment to outcome and just leave it in a quantum field. Okay. So no attachment to outcome, but we know we can make and came to make it happen. That's the magic, because we need to be able to create from the heart without attachment to outcome. Okay, it's like light attachments. Yes, you obviously want things to go well. You want to ascend and all of that, but we know it's ultimately done. And when, how, and exactly, it plays out is not ultimately up to us. But we are here to do our best to make it happen. And that's what I'm being shown we are here to do. So join me. Also, if you can't make the 13.12 € that I'm asking for as a minimum donation, to also, because I've really been providing everything for free, basically. And, based on that, people who can, that do support me, and thank you so much for everybody who has. Thank you again. But I also need, again, something back, and it's really energetic. We are playing with numbers here, and we're going beyond money. And it's ultimately, I know these are really, really powerful calls, powerful activations, which will be the most, like the main point of the whole call will be the activation, which will be us literally igniting New Earth now, New Ascension Earth, fully igniting it, and within and without. And yeah, so if you want to join me, if you can't make that donation, do send me an email to the email that's also below. It's basically Ramona Lapin, one word, @hotmail.com. Okay. Again, nobody's left behind, but ultimately, most people should be able to. And I would very much appreciate your support back as well. It's just an energetic exchange, because again, I've been doing everything here for everybody to pick up if they wanted to, and freely. So anyway, so thank you very much. Also below details on how you can support me if you just want to make a donation and not take part in the call. Again, thank you so much for those who have, and make this, for me, to enable me to make it available for everyone. So anyway, join me in the call on the 19th. Let's ignite this. Even if you don't, it's not as if, you're not going to be part of it, because we do this always collectively. Okay. We always do it on behalf of the people who've been, part of these, whether remote or online, in any which way we connect through the activations I have been providing. It's always what we are anchoring on behalf of the collective, on behalf of the collective. So on behalf of every willing heart and mind. I mean, that's always how I work. And it's affecting everybody who wants to be. And ultimately, on higher soul level, this has already been decided. I can't speak. I'm speaking too quickly. But there are also choice points to be made, quite frankly. So, we do choose in every moment. Do we choose love? Do we choose fear? Do we choose division? Do we choose unity? What is it? We need to really become super extra mindful. We need to master our mental, emotional body, because as you master your mind, you master reality. And it's ultimately the mental, emotional body, obviously heart, mind, creating together, the masculine and feminine within us all. And it's about merging shadow and light, heaven and earth. And it's also like, is it Nietzsche? I can't remember now who says it. Hell is empty and all the devils are here. That's kind of where we're at. Okay, so we no longer externalize this and blame it on anything outside of us. It's just a happening. But we also need to, feel into what's still going on whilst these last entities clear and so forth. But you also need to see that nothing is more powerful than you when you are truly at one with all and stand in your full power. And there's so many gifts and abilities and power and memories coming in right now, but you ultimately earn them. It's like, the chosen ones, I believe they ultimately choose themselves. Like everybody is called, and then you choose yourself. You keep being tested by the universe, which is you. Ultimately, everything is co-created. That's how you totally transcend the whole victim-victimizer game, which the old matrix is based upon. All this distorted polarity, you have to fully let that go. So as you merge with source and all that is, everything, everyone, then nothing lies outside of you and you're no longer afraid. Yes, of course you will have moments. And yes, of course we still have things we are transcending. And this is not about being some perfect, awakened, holy example as I'm seeing it. This is about a totally new blueprint that is enabling a whole lot of leeway where you're still human as well as God source embodied and the cosmic consciousness. So it's all about embodiment, which is bringing on your new, realities, and everything aligns as you align with your true, organic, authentic self, your natural self, like who would you be before anyone told you anything, and stop casting the demons out there onto the walls or onto one another. Like, we just need to really own our shit now. That's how we heal. Have a laugh, depersonalize, whilst you also take responsibility. It's like both end, because ultimately it's not personal. None of this is. That's how you kind of really transcend the ego and dissolve into the oneness, whilst you also have boundaries and discernment where you have integrated your ego in a sense, but it's very like you're integrating your whole higher identities, your soul, oversoul, avatar, rishi, which is your ascended self, and then God source consciousness. It's a whole lot of consciousness. It's a whole lot of beingness. But this is going to enable you to then access the cosmic consciousness, drop your monkey mind, and that's sanity. All right. This is clarity. This is you seeing through the eyes of God, where you still see things for how they are. Divine love has crystal clarity. It's not naive. It doesn't have just rose-colored glasses on, rose-colored glasses on. But, it still sees also from a higher viewpoint. So you can see people where they're out of line and they're acting from a lower, consciousness or unconscious, but that's what you see. It's just unconscious. They just didn't know. The same as you remember when you are unconscious. Plus, you still have your own unconscious, and they are just really reflecting back to you where you can still integrate more. Are you still judging them, or or can you see the highest light? Well, you still if they're affecting you or overstepping your boundaries or disrespecting you, where you're still standing up for yourself, because it's not about just, everything is love and light and just, whatever, because they can't help themselves. Again, no, it's both ends. Okay, it's the magic in the balance. And that gives you a fully sovereign energy field. And your fully sovereign energy field is your morphogenetic field, your whole blueprint clearing and healing. And that clears and heals the planetary body, and that's New Earth right there. And it's here. It's here. Can you feel how close it is? I hope you do. It really is here. So, it's final decision time. The event is about to take place. That's all I can see, really. So on the 19th, we're going to gather to make this happen as one. Just reading. Yeah, so ultimately, if you can do this via the link, if you want to sign up for the call, do it via the link over the app, which is the Buy Me a Coffee app or Ko-fi. And the link is below, and it gives you a description to it, because then at least I definitely have the email addresses. But that link would later on also give you the replay link. You just have it as an email, and then later on after the call, if you can't make the live call, you could also then still access the link. And then later on, when it's available, I add the replay link as well as the MP3 link. I can't speak today. As well as the MP3 link to the activation, the light language activation that we will do, which is literally the main kind of the highlight of the call. So you will all get this as part of the link as you sign up for it, as part of the link that I've provided below. Now, if you can't make the payments, or want to do something smaller, just send me a donation, send me an email. You need to send me an email. Okay, just emails, no private messages, no nothing here. I can't be running after people. I can't deal with this, okay? So this whole app is, the whole reason is I was so happy to find it, and I would recommend it to anyone who is like a creator and wants to, you know, have something in between, you know, that kind of works like a social platform, but where you can also kind of sell from, or, you know, get donations from. I would recommend it. But again, I hope the link is going to work. 144 1144 here. So I very much hope that the link is going to work. Fingers crossed. And otherwise, I will have your email. And otherwise, send me an email. I hope this is clear enough now. I know I use too many words sometimes. And I know sometimes it's really hard, even what I've been, because last time, the November calls, it was a mess. People just didn't send me the emails, so many. And it was just a headache. And I can't deal with this. But I also don't just want to make it, you know, I want people to be able to interact. And I don't just want anyone to tune in, because I also, again, want something back from people. There needs to be an exchange. There needs to be, you know, both parties in this. There needs to be commitment. I need support. I've been supporting a whole lot of people, a whole lot of the whole field. And I also need to see the support. And this is beyond money. I don't care about money ultimately. This is about energy. And this is just at the moment the way we exchange energy. And I don't ask for much. So anyway, and besides this, nobody's left behind. Send me an email, but a nice one. Thank you. So you can feel I'm in a no-nonsense mood. Yeah, good. Well, I'm also coming from love, but I'm like, I'm done with this nonsense. I really am. So we're done here. All right. Last days on old earth. Enjoy it. Be the omni-love. Enjoy old earth for what it's worth. Don't judge it. Don't, you know, it's merging. We're the bridges between worlds. We're merging all the realms, and literally the 3 lower realms have fully collapsed anyway. It doesn't exist anymore. It's just like an after, like a, you know, as if you're watching the end of an old movie. Yeah, no, we need no nonsense mood now, whilst it's also literally coming from love. And I think most people who do understand and get the frequency and who can see truth for themselves also know where I'm coming from. And it's not some false love and light. And it's not just negative. I really try to strike a balance and be the divine love that I believe this is all about. And this is what I've been really here for, to trying to figure out what does that really mean. And it's, again, it's, you know, the gentle love and the tough love unified with an omni love, with an source love, which is the Holy Trinity, which is neutralizing all of this within the 0 point field, the still point. Within the Holy Trinity, which is what the Holy Family is about, the Holy Grail, and the triple spiral, the Trivaca. So it's all interlinked, and it's us also, the divine feminine, masculine, and then rebirth in the divine child, what the KRYST-MASS, the new blueprint, is all about. And that is what's birthing new earth in a balanced way. Balance, harmony, and peace ensue. And remember, this is already has happened, and we're just tuning in and merging via our frequency with that reality now. Okay, it has already happened. It's done. It's the end of separation. I hope you can feel all these last judgments and false projections dissolving. And anyone clinging on to this because they can't face, you know, that they have maybe been judging the wrong people, who've been loving them a lot and have been holding a lot of space, just let it go. Just let it go. Just let the ego go. It's false pride. We need to let go of pride, competition, jealousy, envy, all of this bullshit. Because you're seeing yourself as more or less than another, which is all a distortion of the old consciousness. We are all equal. We are all just totally unique. You're just not remembering who you truly are, which is God, Source, Consciousness embodied, and a unique fractal of Source. Ah, cool, Kasia. The link, did you get a link? Just to ask, did you get a link, as in, did it show you a Zoom link? I would love to know that, if that worked. Because it looks fine from my side. And again, that app is really cool. I loved it. So intuitive, very easy to set up all kinds of payments, and just easy peasy. because I don't like to argue with, or just the whole AI stuff and apps. It's just not of interest to me. I have very, very small amount of patience for that stuff. So anyway, I hope that works. So basically, crystalline golden cities and technologies are all arising along with the crystal cathedral network, which is also very much a focus of the activation for the 19th. And what I've also below in the description details, you find a link again to my SoundCloud to the last activation I did a few weeks ago. I can't remember, maybe a couple of weeks ago, which was on the elemental clearing. Which was on the elemental clearing and the Christ as Sophia light body. And that's really powerful. It's really good. I can highly recommend it. Have a look underneath. The link is there. Now, Cassia says the Zoom link is not working in the app, and I don't understand why. Again, at the very least, I will have your email address, and I try and sort this out tomorrow with the support people there, okay? Because it should work. But anyone who signs up under the link will get a link one way or another. I can assure you that. So again, now we're hitting also the no doubt zone. So any insecurities, any, where the places where we didn't love and accepted ourselves fully are being seen for what they are and being totally loved up and dissolved, because you really just need to love up the shadow. You need to love it all up, whilst you're also knowing what serves you, what doesn't serve you. And again, everybody can just figure that out for themselves in any now moment, because there's not just one right, wrong, good, bad, way of doing things anymore. This is multidimensional, and every now moment will call a different aspect of you for, just like here with me, as you get in my videos. And all of this is me. And each moment does, a different energy comes through. And I'm very much a channel. I always, set myself up as a channel for the highest frequencies and keys and codes to come through, whilst it's still me, But it's all about being kind of raw and real and transparent and honest and authentic. Okay, just 1 second. I need to just let my cat in. Sorry, 1 second. Yes. Sorry. Yes. So cute, yeah, the cats. Oh my God. Although they're low maintenance, there's still a lot of hard work. So remember, it has already happened, and you're merging with a frequency of a timeline of a reality that you have already created. It really is. We've been so busy creating these realities, the new, ascension earth. And again, it's timelessly always has been the one true reality that has been in a way running parallel, of we being co-creating parallel, but it's also all timelines, all realities, all dimensions, all universes, realms unified as one. And it really is this huge. Okay. And I can see it all quantum collapsing totally within this still point and 0 point field of divine neutrality. But this doesn't mean that you're not feeling anything. Like this whole last week has been super intense, or whatever. I mean, forever. But within myself as well, like there've been several things, but also mixed with miracles. So we've been really tested, okay, in our mastery. And again, we're always testing ourselves, because everything is seen. You cannot hide anything from God. And that's where we're at now. Everything is seen, everything has been recorded, everything has been tested, everyone. And this is like the end result, because ultimately, as you're merging with God, you have to meet yourself as God sees you, but he sees everything within you. All the good and the bad as you perceive it to be, but ultimately even the bad has served a higher purpose, as most of us will know. There's no light without a dark, and without the whole polarity, we wouldn't have learned what we have came here for. So if we can go beyond the polarity, ultimately enlightenment of the one that we have co-created, all of this is one. This is the end of karma. This is the end of the separate ego, where you have to where you have to own everything you've done, because it's like a final life review of all lifetimes, all realities. But you also see it as you have served a higher purpose as the one, as you go beyond the judgment, as you go beyond the polarity and all this dogmatism and compartmentalization of the ego mind. So it's both end, but you need to fully face it all in order to transcend it all. You need to be really fully self-transparent, honest to yourself. I mean, to thyself be true. That's the whole thing. Never mind other people. That's where everything comes from. And once you always stick with the truth, there's nothing for you to worry about. No lies for you to remember. So this is all about facing your true self, whilst you also transcend all of these kind of dogmatized belief systems of guilt, shame, blame, judgment, because we need to go beyond it. Okay, it's both. But you can't heal anything you haven't looked at. So this is very clearly right now for anyone who's been projecting out a lot, maybe, and hasn't been able to see this yet, to really like just say, okay, all right, but just take it with, you just need to go beyond judgment, whilst you also take responsibility for it. But this is like the final judgment call, ultimately, and you're your own judge, because you are God. As you're merging with God's source consciousness, all you have to face is your true self. That's the one you have to forgive. And ultimately forgiveness is not needed, but it's both ends, because you also need to recognize where things have gone wrong in order to now do the right thing, now that we know better. But if you don't realize what went wrong, you can't. So it's both ends. And you constantly make corrections. This is not about being perfect. This is about just like laughing at yourself and keep making corrections. And this has been so intense. Like I had things like I was picking up my daughter last week, and it was very icy here. She literally fell on her face, blood everywhere, lips split open and everything. And I straight away like sent, because I wasn't there with her just yet, I was about to meet her, sent her, the angelic healing committee team. And I mean, she healed beautifully. And in the end, it worked out all fine. But, I'm very lucky. And I had other things, like my healing abilities are super heightened. There was like a bird my cat brought home. I was thinking like, oh my God, what do I have to do with the bird? Because I have had to kill a bird before, or like just kind of give it its final, end its suffering, because that's sometimes what cats do. So anyway, but I managed to help heal the bird, and it flew off happily after a while. So these are things that, the kind of miracles I'm seeing right now, not to mention also the work planetary-wise, as the grids are fully igniting now and everything is coming online. The new earth realities are here. That's all I can see. And we've been clearing out all this bullshit, so all the interference patterns, all the black magic no longer works. They have nothing to chew on. They're no longer tuned into some phantom matrix. It's all fully dissolving. And just the last remaining entities and shadow beings are being dissolved as we fully clear our consciousness of all this nonsense, as I have mentioned before. Okay. And we do this with, I'm doing this with, I have a certain sense of humor. I hope you get it. So anyway, expect and keep co-creating big ass miracles. Okay, that's what we're here for. That's what's available now. Anything is possible once you are merged with the oneness, the totality of the singularity, and nothing lies outside of you, whether it's AI or the Cabal, fallen angelics, entities, demons, nothing. As well as the good, of course. But it's like you alchemize it and then you return to source, all that's no longer needed, and you're aligning with that which is you. But it's merging. It's not you just being some holy expression. It's merging shadow and light. We need the polarities, to balance themselves out. There needs to be variation to create balance. If there is no, if something goes too much one way or another, there is an imbalance. But it will be very much the reverse of what we've seen so far, from negative, polarity consciousness to positive integrated polarity consciousness, if you would want, as within the oneness, the unity field, which is already again online. And most of us can feel this. So all this nonsense is all dissolving. So you either with it, or you may go down with the ship, so to say. I don't think anyone listening needs to worry about this, ultimately. Okay, but if this triggers you, you want to go into this. All right. All right. So we create as we speak. Know your power. Use your gifts and abilities. You're only being given your gifts and abilities and the power turning up now as you've proven yourself. It's a fail-safe mechanism, or rather, you need to earn your gifts, powers, and abilities. 0, 0, 0, 0. So, it's like they're only unlocked as you're taking full responsibility of your realities. And again, be good to yourself. We constantly are expanding, contracting. Just after a few times, you just need to know what's going on and no longer close down. All right. So now open up your hearts. Let's go, because it's like this saying, which I've been shown. I think it's George Orwell, the one who wrote, 1984? Anyway, and he said they fear a world of love, something along those lines, because it's a world they can't control. And it's the parts of us that are actually afraid of love, to surrender fully to love. Because when you really surrender to love and a divine counterpart, you are very vulnerable. Yes, you are. And it can make you feel very weak at times. But it's also your strength. And it's the most important decision you will ever make of the kind of partner you choose, especially if you want to have a family. So it's about us understanding and no longer, though now, projecting our unhealed traumas and again, unacknowledged shadow aspects of one another, but heal this last part together, because we have literally, been wounded together. And it's by us seeing one another for who we truly are and no longer projecting these shadows at one another. And maybe just laugh at them, whilst we also take it seriously. Because this is all about accountability and self-responsibility. It really is. So all is being seen by the eye of God. Nothing can be hidden any longer. And that's where we're at. And that's the truth that arises from within and that cannot be questioned. And it's very much connected to the crystalline core activations, the crystalline cavern activations, the crystalline network activations, the new 12 and 13 dimensional diamond grid of the new organic creatrix field. It's all interconnected. And again, with our own embodiment, because as we are igniting this within, as we heal our own blueprints, as we have this all balanced and sorted out, our own consciousness, connected to the cosmic Christ consciousness, it all comes online. Timelessly so. Already done. Done. So the quicker we can let go of the false evidence appearing real, the fear, we're free. And there's crystal clarity out there right now, unless you're still ringing with your ego and kind of guilt and shame and this nonsense, which is keeping the old matrix alive. So you get to pull the plug. It's up to you. False ego versus false self versus fear matrix. The masks, all of this, it's all symbolism. It's all interconnected. So the more we can be in our true authentic self, the more of all these false overlays and all this false artificial reality can fully dissolve in front of our eyes, literally now. And there are more and more pictures of all the rainbow clouds, and literally this is a firmament, Okay, an artificial synthetic overlay that's been fully taken down right now. All right. Any moment now, you will see new earth, skies at the very least. So let's see how this is all playing out. But I really feel this is it. That's what I'm getting. That's what we're doing this for. Okay, so let's do it. Let's believe in it. And again, timelessly so. There's nothing to control, only realities to align with. Because we're going beyond control, which is the old fear matrix, you know what it was based upon? It's just alignment. It's just alignment via frequency. And you just let it flow through you because you're timeless. You're no longer trying to, organize and control things in your reality, because all of this will, right now, the 3D is fully dissolving. All the 3D safety mechanisms no longer work. It's done. New earth is being created by you fully trusting that you're always supported. That's how it materializes from literally within you as it's projected out, because that's your deepest held belief system. All right. So let go of any competition, jealousy, feeling more or less than any other, and go right. Just throw it out. It's not real. That's you being in separation with your true self, which is at one with all and source. No one better, no one less. There's no competition. There's just you not knowing fully what you're here to do and share. Because there's no comparison. There really isn't. I mean, just let it go. And again, non-attachment to outcome is so key, because we keep co-creating from the heart without an attachment to wanting to have anyone else tell us, yeah, that's great. Or, we don't need the recognition. We don't need the reassurance. We don't need, anyone. Like, we could have the whole world tell us that what we've just created is crap, and we would still be happy about us creating it. Because we know ultimately it's beyond what anybody thinks, because it's just their own perceptions of what they like or don't like projected. You know what I mean? So ultimately, it's all about you. Creation is about you anchoring and activating your unique soul signature and keys and codes into the hologram. Now the organic matrix, the organic creatrix field, as the synthetic fully dissolves, which is the artificial, which is not your true self. So fully let go of what anybody thinks, you say, think, feel, want to create. Just create as a child again, without needing anyone to like you, not like you, approve of it, not if anyone pays you for it, doesn't pay you for it. Ultimately, you're just doing it for the love of creation and serving the one, which is all, because it's very much about us following our bliss as well as finding something that is helping other people. I believe that's ultimately how we find true fulfillment. And it's all about us, each one, finding our own unique niche, which there will be overlaps with other people, yes, because we all do share the same gifts, but then there will be certain things that we are, more talented in and we have stronger connection to. But that's also much changing, right now. I feel like painting, but I'm not been ever really a painter as such. And I don't really care what I'm going to do it for, but just know there will be a point, I think, over the next few days where I will get kind of stuck into it. Just for the love of creating again as a child, things like that. So that's what I could suggest, because everything also we infuse with our soul signature again, our frequency, and it's anchoring it into the field. What are you adding to the field? What are you projecting? What are you coding? What are you co-creating in every now moment with your thoughts, words, feelings, beliefs, all your projections of the reality? Because as you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change, because it's the same thing with people. Do people really change, or is it our perception of them? So change your perception. That's where your power lies. That's how your realities will change for you. Tap in your navigational I'm giving some navigational tips, but your instruction sets ultimately lie within you. Your own unique keys and codes lie within you that only you can access. I'm just here to remind you of that. And it's ultimately access as you believe in yourself, and also really now hold this neutrality field, the still point, whilst you still go through the emotions. So I hold so much, I transmute so much. I go here and there, with the bird and everything. And other things happening, but it's always holding it. And it looks different for everyone. All right. But I know I transmute a whole lot of energy and I'm a very expressive person, as you know. So I'm also expressing it. I need to move the energy in my own way. And my daughter, for example, moves it in her way. I can see she's like the next level. She has a lot more fun usually with it. But we also get to have a lot of fun with it now. Okay. Where also when there is a lot of crap we have to deal with, like over the last few weeks or whatever, if we feel angry or there's a lot of frustration coming up, we can also alchemize that and clear and, either our own fields or the grids, which is really one and the same, all interconnected. And that's how we alchemize those energies. It's all good. It's not bad. It's not as if I'm like pushing anger into the field. No, I just use that power of that energy and like just blast all these last assholes of the planet, quite frankly. And no offense, but it's both end. Literally, I've transcended any kind of, anger and hate. Although then sometimes I still get like, because, things are affecting people and we're here to be the guardians. We're here to reclaim the planet. Having that anger and frustration is also a great catalyst. It makes you change things. If you just can say, yeah, fine. They can't help themselves. That's not going to change anything. So you need to be in your warrior self when it's needed, and you can be in your loving, gentle self when you're in the appropriate environment. Both end, as I see it. Again, take what resonates, leave the rest, okay? But we are all of these multidimensional pieces. We are all of these pieces. Don't reject an angry part of you. When you are angry, there's a reason why you're angry. You want to go into it. You don't stay there, but you see, okay, why am I angry? Okay, that's why. And then what can I do about it? Where can I adjust my reality? How can I use that energy? Yeah. So, and each one needs to answer those questions for themselves. You all have the answer within you, all of the answers. Just clear your field, clear your mind, connect to source and ask the questions, and the answers will come, especially now as all this interference has been lifted and dissolved. So we no longer resist, judge, fight, or run away from anything, as we know it's all part of us. There's nothing to block, there's nothing to resist, there's nothing to judge ultimately but yourself. So we embrace it all and we deal with it. That would be my suggestion. Love it, leave it, or change it, or rather do all of those things. Now, mother and child healing has been completed in the field. That's also completing womb healing for many of us now. And again, this is all I'm sharing is what's coming in now. Then it goes out into the field. Everybody picks up on it in their own divine timing. And we've been going through months of more, intense womb healing. And longer than that, obviously. Again, it's really quantum completing everything now. And this is very much as the Divine Mother again heals, all heals because it's the mitochondrial DNA. So the mother-child DNA RNA, that's very much at the core also of the divine blueprints of creation that the divine feminine holds. Also, again, within a mitochondrial DNA that gets transmitted through the generations. Okay, so the lineages ultimately run through the feminine, not the masculine. And she is also who births or who the lineage of the queen and kingship goes through. So know your power. Ultimately, it's the queen that then confirms the king, which is actually also what you can see with the anointing of Mary Magdalene of Joshua. I see. So they've inverted everything, as we know. That's what I believe about it. And as the mother-child healing happens and the womb healing, the masculine automatically heals because, again, it's all one. It really is all one. As we fall together, we heal together, we rise together. It's all one. It really is. It just seems to us that it's different. But again, we all have the masculine, feminine within, and it's just projected out. It's all these aspects and roles playing out, but it's really all you playing out this big drama. That's how you need to see it. So nothing is happening outside of you. That's where you need to be. That's how we're fully dissolving now the quantum wave function of this holographic false matrix reality fully within the 0 point field, within the still point. You need to know it for what it is. You need to keep seeing through the illusions of the matrix, see everything for what it is. No rose-tinted glasses, whilst you also override it with a higher perception of seeing everybody in their original innocence, because again, that's how I really believe Joshua healed, as we can see everyone for how they are, like where they're out of, maybe alignment with a higher embodiment, but where we also see their original innocence and how they maybe got there, from a compassionate viewpoint, whilst we won't allow the bullshit. It's both end. That's how I'm seeing it. And that's how all these faults, the last remaining monsters, fully resolve. Because they're just showing us parts of ourselves that we are still not having fully healed. Old parts of us, future parts of us. Because if we can't let go of judgment and anger towards anyone, anything, believe me, you will turn into the very thing you're hating. You will find yourself. I promise you. And there's a big wake-up call coming right now for those people who've been also stuck in false light teachings. And believe me, they don't just happen on a love and light level. They are also happening within the ascension mechanics area of the spiritual community, and even more dangerously so, I would say. So I think everybody's waking up right now where they have given their power away to any kind of teachings or teacher or guru or any kind of outside source. It can be your parent, your partner, anyone, maybe even your children. Okay, where have we given our power away? Claim it all back to you, because that's you reclaiming all of your soul pieces, soul aspects, soul fragments, your whole multidimensional self. It's all interconnected. That's you fully merging with your multidimensional self. All right. But you fully transcend any judgment, but you can just see it all for what it is. It's just all teaching you something. It's all just helping you integrate your whole self, your source self. Okay. So as all of these interference patterns have been lifted, and again, you need to let it clear out of your field. All right. So we're basically done. All the blocks and all the entities and shadow beings are being fully mass removed now as well, again, as I've been talking about. And this is also in helping us now to really reclaim our life force. So we might still be, tired or whatever and wanting to take it easy and relax, but that's also because of a whole lot of solar flares. There's literally a bonanza going on, as we know, for the last 3 days. Ever since we closed and crossed the threshold to the other side, literally, of this nightmare. And basically all these solar flares, all these M flares that have been going off non-stop since the 14th, are clearing all these negative shadow beings and entities, and which basically AKA negative thought forms and belief systems and all the miasms, all the remaining distortions from our fields. Okay, so this is literally the event is in full progress. The heart supernova of the heart event is already, in progress, as we know. We can feel right now. I can feel it. So, and we fully make it happen as we literally let go of any remaining walls, fears around our hearts that are literally afraid of love. So yeah, to come back to that statement, they are afraid of a world that is, ruled by love, because they can't control it. And we all are, because it makes you vulnerable. And especially twin flame love, if you have a very, very deep love for someone, this can be so overpowering that it really will trigger a lot of fear. But it's literally like, I really, I'm not worried about anything. And again, anyone who's listening here. So, and what I've been shown, actually about 33% of population kind of won't make it. And there's a lot more to it, because I've talked also before about 95% of like being sort of artificial inserts or, non-player characters. And again, I think there are many layers to this, okay? And everything is ultimately consciousness. But what I'm getting is it's also connected with, it's also connected with our multidimensional selves and how they are going to come into our picture of reality in a way. Without trying to get into too much detail here, and I'm not trying to create more confusion than clarity, because I can't quite put it into words. I've had a certain idea about this for a while now, but I still can't put it quite into words. But anyway, I believe ultimately that, we are going to produce in size, so to say, as in regards to population, as the shift fully happens. And I do believe within the next 7 days, the shift will be at the very least triggered and something big is going to happen. I don't think this is going to be at all a normal Christmas, one way or another. Not that I do time anymore in any of the stuff. It doesn't exist. But again, Christmas and the whole December gateway, and obviously the whole alignments that are taking place with the galactic center around the 19th and 22nd, and then the solstice, cannot be underestimated. And also what I was seeing, or what I did work on 2 years ago, on the 21st of December 2020, was very much the whole merging of all of these timelines and realities as one. And since then, it's been kind of rolling out and unfolding. And I've been, writing and working on it to bring it all to conclusion, my part, obviously. And when I speak again from me, I'm not literally doing anything here. Whilst we also are the one who has to do it. But you know what I mean? There's like obviously a lot of teams and higher dimensional beings and groups and all of you involved as one. We're all doing this as one. And that's what we're transcending. The whole idea of, when I speak as I, that there is, me even doing anything, because the more you just surrender and are the channel for divine will, become divine will embodied, you're not really doing anything anymore. You're just flowing, it's just one moment to the next and the next. And yes, of course, you have your, ego sometimes pop up as you're going through this process of integrating your highest self and your soul self. But if your higher self is stronger, you just know that following your ego self is ultimately not going to do much good. And the more you can just surrender to divine will and your higher self calling, the easier this whole thing is going to get. Although to your ego, it will be sometimes very, very challenging. Very challenging. And you will not enjoy this at all. Your ego is not supposed to enjoy this, okay? Because the ego is what's keeping the old matrix alive. It's the one that's fear-based. It's the one that's in separation. Okay, this is not about you losing your sense of self. This is about you understanding who you really truly are, which is much more truthful than anything you've ever been before. And it's arising from within us now. And it's also the one diamond avatar self, which is like an overwriting, again, blueprint, that we all share, which basically shares a unique instruction set, or a oneness instruction sets, which holds the morals and values of the consciousness, which is represented through the law of one, if that makes sense. So where we all have a common sense of a version of reality that serves everybody, and also a common set of morals and values that enable us to live in unity, whilst we also respect each other's unique differences and truly see one another for who we really are. That's what's coming online fully. So we also youthing and age reversing. This is not just stopping aging. This is also about fully healing and age reversing, because I do believe ultimately the blueprint should be we would be around 30 years of age, and then you kind of stop aging. And that also, again, is connected very much also to the womb healing and our ability to have children, also beyond, whatever age that currently is propagated. And very much more be very conscious about how we are going to bring children into the world and souls, and the new diamond children. So that is all preparation for it as well. And the whole womb clearing is also very much connected to all the karmic clearing and ancestral clearing. All from today, also the bloodline clearing is fully healed across the 13 bloodlines. And again, this is generally speaking where you then have the release of collective karma, because we're starting all over again, as if none of this has ever happened, but with the lessons learned. But everybody again needs to right now face whatever they need to face as a kind of bardo process or review of whether, can you fully face your true self? Can you, make peace and forgive yourself? And, release all the stories and hop onto the other side? Or are you literally going to go down with the old matrix holographic simulation? And again, one way or another, I wouldn't worry about anyone It's literally just a movie playing out. That's where you need to be at. It really is. Don't worry about anyone with a soul. Really don't, okay? It's just like kind of we're finishing the movie here. We're finishing a learning experience. That's how you need to see it, okay? So take it seriously. Whilst you also can laugh at it because you're the avatar in a video game. Okay, your life depends on it, but you also know it's a game. All right, but you make the best out of it. Now we project all new realities into the holographic realities through the eyes of God. So as you're aligned with cosmic consciousness, you then also project God worlds, because we're literally merging with the God worlds. We're walking a stairway to heaven. We are merging all of these worlds, heaven and earth, literally. Ascension earth. We are merging all realms. Tara, Gaia, and Ascension earth as one. Inner earth, parallel, all unified as one. No more parallel multiverse timelines, chaos. No. All unified as one. The same as our multidimensional self. All right. Now, we reclaim our leadership positions as the Magi Grail queens and kings that we are, because the vacuum is created, the space of the old leaders gone. Remember? Now we need to step up. And it's not bossing anyone around or being kind of, in any kind of power positions as such, but you need to know the power lies within you, being you're holding the blueprint and the keys and codes for your tribes and the star races that you're connected to. You came here to retrieve and reignite the wisdom, gifts, abilities, and powers to ignite new organic ascension realities and realms across the cosmos on behalf of all. Once you realize the responsibility, you get it. And that's how you really reclaim your power. We hold these blueprints in our DNA, RNA. We hold the power to shift realities by projecting all new realms. It's a whole paradigm shift of how we're perceiving reality, who we think is in charge here, and how we co-create this in every now moment. And it's your deepest held beliefs, thought forms, expectations, which is what we have been very busy clearing consciously and subconsciously. So I think that's more or less what I wanted to say. So it's really the true divine, it's really the power of true divine love between the twin flames that's healing all of this as I see it, because it is an ancient love story. And it's like, it's a remembering again. It's a return to the beginning and to our origin. And the forgetfulness is lifting, I truly believe. And the divine feminines had to have a lot of patience. And I've been really at a point where I could now really see that I just can see through the illusions totally. And I'm no longer affected by, the 3D not showing me what I know is true. So when you're at that point where, things might not still look in your reality as they already are at a higher level, that's you looking through the illusions. That's you literally dissolving the lower timelines. Because I also had, as I said, these things coming up with my daughter and so forth, and it's like literally holding it. It's like, oh, something is happening, but you're holding it. It's like, no, best outcome, best outcome, best outcome. And all the time. It's the same with the bird. No, best outcome. And then miracles happen out of seemingly unfortunate circumstances. So it's how we're perceiving realities and how we are holding right now, because it's so, intense, the energies. So we're being tested and we're all the time being asked to hold it within the intensity. But it doesn't mean as if you don't have any reactions, all right? Yeah, but you're holding it and you keep healing, you keep overwriting, you keep coding the realities of what you want to see, okay? So it's to see realities for what they are. For example, here it was cold and it was working today. We can now also influence the atmosphere. I've worked with this twice now, where I can warm up the atmosphere around me. Because it's freaking cold, in many places, if somebody hasn't noticed. And I've been working right now, especially as we're merging with the elementals and you're at one with all of creation. You can work with the weather. All right. Check out that activation that's beneath. That will also help you activate that more. And again, it's all about, the white magic, about doing this in alignment with the law of one. We're not doing anything, weather manipulation, so to say, in the negative way. So, but in order for you to do that, you really need to be out of your ego. You need to have transcended it and be in alignment with divine will for you to know what it is in highest alignment in every now moment. And it is not about following a guidebook, so to say. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really connected to the 3D at all anymore as such. I mean, obviously we have a physical reality, but it's not 3D anyway. And I'm just not, I just, none of this is like, days are passing so quickly right now because the time, Earth is spinning faster, time is moving much more quickly. I'm just tuned into all different realities, quite frankly. This is not on my radar anymore. If I see any, like, I rarely see anything at all. And if it's fine, but you're just recoding what you want to see, in any way. So you're constantly coding your realities. What do you want to see right now? I'm just totally tuned into the new Earth realities, new ascension Earth, crystalline cities, golden cities, the new crystalline technologies. That's what I'm constantly activating right now, where I'm also clearing the rest of all these entities out. Yeah, and otherwise, relax, let go, surrender, enjoy, follow your bliss. It's all of this, though. Every now moment is asking something else from you. And I very much, when I also had my daughter here, I was doing all things at the same time. So it's like full multidimensional integration again, and that you try and find a balance. And each moment again will ask something else of you. That's where you need to know how to flow. And it's again, you're kind of surrendering to divine will, but that's when you know what to do in any now moment, which is outside of time. There's no more planning as such at all. Yeah. So all is happening through the power of true divine love. That is, again, beyond even twin flame or counterpart stuff, but they're just showing you the exact mirror of what you still need to work through, what you still haven't accepted, what you're still judging, what you're still in resistance of. Whilst you're also totally loving them unconditionally, which is helping you to transcend all of these judgments and nonsense. That's what they're helping us do, because other people just annoy you too much for you to get there. Where with a twin flame, it will always be, the love will always be stronger. The love will always pull you back. The love will always be healing all of this nonsense and bringing more clarity. And again, ultimately, we all do this to one another. And again, it's also the whole karmic relationships. Everything has served a lesson. But yes, they do differ in frequency and essence, as such. But I also don't like to, put things into categories either, because again, love is love ultimately. And even the human love that we sometimes, that has been kind of hurtful, still people have given it from a place of thinking they're loving us, So we also need to see, is someone coming from a good heart, even, like a good intention, even though maybe it's not maybe working out that way in translation. And seeing that also, while then also seeing a difference of people maybe dressing up nice and lovely love, but actually it's delivered with pure poison. We need to be able to see the false light for what it is. And that does often come in a disguise of, true light. But that's why you need to be feeling into the frequency of people and transmission and the work of people as a whole, because it's beyond words. It's beyond someone giving you fancy diagrams and complicated explanations of something. That doesn't make it real and true. It really doesn't. And the truth does constantly expand and shift and change. Another funny thing was also last night I woke up, because I keep feeling it. I don't know if you can even see it, maybe a little bit. I literally woke up in the middle of the night and I walked into the wall. I knocked my nose. It's bigger than usual. At least I don't have black eyes, but it was hilarious. I'm still laughing at it. I walked into the wall. I know the way out to the toilet. Oh my God. But I also have this with my daughter. She's very, when it's so intense, the multi-dimensions, she is very accident prone. She's just kind of all over the place because she's just constantly moving the energies and stuff. So yeah, just look after yourselves, because again, it's like all these dimensions and realities merging as well, and we're also very active at nighttime. But obviously I haven't walking through walls ability quite figured out just yet. Yeah, and every time I touch my nose, it's hurting a bit. Anyway, that's fun. So allow love to transcend it really all right now. And again, it's omni love, it's gentle love, it's tough love, all wrapped up in omni love. And it's every now moment will ask a different aspect of you to step forth, which is all of you. Okay. And if you have a negative emotion come up, don't dismiss it. It's going to show you where there is something off. Okay, negative emotions are literally necessary. You don't want to wash over it with love and light. You really don't. Okay, it's because it's your intuition telling you when something is off. Now, I can see people out there where on the surface, I can't even say where there's something off, but I just know there's something off. You know what I mean? So that's what you kind of need to go through. Always trust your intuition. I keep getting always that message. Always trust your intuition. And it's the same way the other way around, where things look like, hopeless and no, it's all good. And that's also part of the twin flame thing. Ultimately, I'm at a place where I have no more doubt that I'm going to be together with my beloved, although there is no 3D, so to say, proof at all, quite the opposite. But I'm also totally non-attached because I also can see it's also a choice of the person to choose ego or, love, so to say, fear or love. But again, simultaneously, I've got no doubt whatsoever. The same as with the whole ascension process. It's just how, when, how, but how and when kind of thing. But it's ultimately all happening from within you, and you're not attached to outcome anymore at all. But you just know everything is going to be fine because this is ultimately you surrendering to divine will. And but it's both ends. You kind of what you know, but you're also kind of letting go of what you know. Because the more that you know, the more you know that you don't know much at all. It's both ends. It really is. It's the paradox. And I know some people might think I'm talking crazy stuff, but it really is the truth. So let go of all false evidence appearing real. Unify with the cosmic consciousness as you totally let go of your ego self, the false self, dissolve into the oneness that all is, unify all as one. Any trigger separation, judgment that you feel in your field will point you towards where you still can integrate more of yourself and come to more peace within, because that's where your power lies. Okay, that's really, it's all about mindfulness, self-reflection, and it's very self-explanatory right now. It's all in our faces right now. And we're now fully dissolving any remaining limiting and fear-based thought forms and beliefs, doubts, worries, insecurities, anxieties, nervousness, defensiveness, which is all basically part of the illusion of separation, because we think we're separate from one another and we're more or less than another, which we're not. So let's go of this crazy stuff. Let's return to normality and sanctity, which is full clarity. Okay, intelligence of the heart. Your heart knows the way. Your heart knows the truth. It really does. It really does. And the mind is in unison with that intelligence. Because the false matrix was really all based on these inversions of the ego mind. All right. So dissolve, become at one with the Buddhic mind, and just let it flow through you. You need to empty yourself, though, of what you think you do know. All right. So we are ready, and we are fully awakening from the dream within a dream, and we become the masters of the dream as we fully remember our true history, our origins, and what really happened. Because then now we can make different decisions now that we know better. And I really see this as part of the Supernova of the Heart event. It's igniting fully the crystalline cavern, so crystal network. This is bringing online our true memories. It's like literally awakening to, like you're fully in a new reality. That's also what the Looking Glass technology reports were talking about. If you want to look it up on Facebook, I posted about it several times. Just look up Looking Glass. And basically from one moment to the next, the collective consciousness just fully shifts, also new reality, and you just remember a whole new history. Everybody just knows what has really happened. And that's what I've been working on and we are doing, and which is happening right now. So these powerful diamond, rose, and emerald heart activations and awakening and grid activations are all part of the Supernova of the Heart event. It's all part of the shift to the mother supermagnetism, the shift of the poles, the shift of the magnetic field. It's all interconnected and it's all done. But we still keep making it happen as you keep aligning and merging with that frequency of it already being done and dissolving all that is in misalignment with that reality, okay? So it's more about always, yes, it's already done and we need to tune into this, but it's even more so about clearing all of the crap that's preventing you from being fully merged with that reality right now. Yeah. So that's why we need to look at the shadow. That's why we need to go into the uncomfortable feelings and the judgments and the triggers, because that's your quick way through. It's just your judgment and your separation preventing you from looking at it and then projecting it out to other people that might prevent you from that. But if you transcend all this false sense of shame, guilt, and blame, you can just laugh at it and just go, yeah, okay, here's another thing. Because after every conversation that, I will always kind of take a review of what can maybe, be slightly adjusted. Now, you don't want to go too analytical ultimately, but, if something was off, it will stick with you and you will want to look at it. And again, this is just becoming very clear now because clarity is here and no more of these illusions and false projections they're being fully rejected in the field. They just come right back at you. So it's like all these polarities are being quantum collapsed. So they've been heightened, the polarities, as we've seen, all right, to then fully quantum collapse. So it's like as if you have a cardiac thing, one of these monitors in a hospital that goes deet, 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 really up and down, as someone has a cardiac arrest, to then go totally 0 point. I've been shown this a while back. So that's where we're at before we're totally 0 pointing it all out. And that totally collapses this false artificial matrix as I see it. But I really feel, and again, the masculine, again, within us all, fully seeing the truth, speaking from the heart, it brings divine justice. And it's very much about how he perceives also the feminine. How does the masculine perceive the divine feminine? Has he surrendered to his own divine feminine, the Sophia within him, the divine creatrix? So it's all about, or is he still casting shadows upon the true feminine and is aligned with a false feminine archetype? So, because that is very much in those that carry the sacred keys and codes and the secret, the sacred Marjorie Grail queens and kings that hold that hold very sacred ascension keys and codes for this whole new earth ascension blueprint to fully come online as they fully clear these distortions within the consciousness that has projected, kind of the jealousy the masculine felt towards the feminine in projecting his unacknowledged shadow aspects onto her. And again, this is beyond gender. And we've all done this and we're all part of this. As one, there's only one of us here, okay? But we all need to look after those aspects where we still have done this or are still doing this and just stop it right now. Because that's really, because we hold this. It's not about what the masses are doing out there. This is what we are doing in every now moment. With everything we think, feel, believe, and say. Because this is not about pretending somebody is nice to you. This is about what do you really feel or think about someone. Because it's in a field. This is a telepathic field. You can't pretend anything anymore. At all. Nothing to hide. All is seen. Yeah, and I think this is the divine masculine needs to kind of apologize to a certain extent for misjudging and projecting the unacknowledged shadow to the divine feminine, where it was his own fear, just to bring the divine justice in. It's not about forgiveness. It's just about the recognition of what went wrong. Because this goes right back to the start of where we started projecting these shadow aspects at one another. And the divine feminine took it. And that bore all the demurge and all the devils and demons and all of the shit. That's the short story I see. Now, I think we're done. I mean, we are done, obviously. Because we are. We really are. So everybody gets to decide now what they stand for and what they stand against, quite frankly. Love or fear. Now, a big flow of abundance comes to us now as we fully align with the admoniment of the universe. Everything flows to us, everything conspires for us. And this is beyond money. This is abundance of time, of friends, of positive energy, of peace, of bliss. Yeah. So how are we of being able to heal things around us? What do we count as miracles? It's not the money in our bank account. It's all these other miracles, that are new earth miracles. And it's literally us again igniting new earth now and infinite abundance and prosperity on behalf of everyone that is in alignment with the law of one, that is coming to new earth with us. And it's here now. So I think we're done now. All the false projections and perceptions of ourselves and one another fully dissolve in the sea of divine love now. For so it is done. That was the destiny always. It brings us back to the start, back to the beginning. We get to start all over again. For those who are willing to make the quantum leap and jump, the final decision, fork in the road is here. And most of us have taken this already. It's a non-question, I believe. Just let go of any remaining fears, any remaining uneasiness, any remaining anxiety, but just seeing the illusion for what it is. Because again, fear is false evidence appearing real. All right. Knowing when something is not good for you, having an intuition, having a hunch, or sensing danger is something different. All right. The fear we're speaking of is all programming of the fear-based matrix. It's simply not real. And you do need to become fearless and limitless and boundless in order to transcend this matrix, all from within. That's how I see it, at least. So, and with it, all remaining illusions and synthetic overlays dissolve and crystal clarity ensues now for all. All right. So, imagine everybody awakening. Imagine new earth now. Use the power of imagination to your advantage. Again, it's not about me telling you even what to imagine. Just tune in what you believe is possible for you. Okay. Everybody has a different consciousness. Everybody has different gifts and abilities and things to bring here, but we came to bring our gifts and abilities and wisdom, and however that translates, whether it's music, whether it's drawing something, whether it's writing something, whether it's healing, whether it's anchoring energy, can be anything. All right, just singing whilst you're out, being a good person, and just be true to yourself. All right, this unlocks everything else. Full transparency, authenticity, nothing else will do. Because everything and everybody is going to be and is being seen for who they truly are right now. All masks are off, all veils fully dissolve. The dreams we are waking up for, the dreams of forgetfulness, any false memories and false pictures of realities, holographic overlays fully dissolve now. It is done. Sunate. Now, I spoke a lot today, but that's just what came through. I went through all my notes, so there you go. I also had a post to go along with that. Now, I will do a short activation. I wanted to do a little heart opening light language activation. I just need 1 minute. If you want to grab your headphones in this moment, you can do so. And I'll be back. No, of course, your intuition, you totally need to, it's your inner navigational system. It's what this is all about. And it's usually the first thing that comes to mind. And then fears or doubts and insecurities, and maybe all traumas are being triggered. And it's all good, because ultimately all of this fear or anything that's been triggered is helping you to see it for what it really is, so you can transcend it. Because any real truth is going to be based in love. It's like you can see people for who they are, and you can also let go or whatever, but you can let go in love. You know what I mean? So it always comes back to love. And we definitely don't need dating apps, sites. So I'm just removing a couple of messages here. So let's do a little activation. I'm going to record it. It's not going to be too long. Just really to, I think, help us open our hearts and the cosmic heart and the planetary heart a little bit more. And let your, and your heart is the gateway to your soul. And your high heart, especially your monadic activations that are very noticeable lately, you know, heart palpitations and so forth. And that's really where you connect to your soul and your high identity. That's what this is all about. And it's also why the whole agenda has been, or, you know, kind of the fallen angelics would be suffering from a black heart affliction, which is like you closing down your heart. You're holding walls around your heart. Again, it's the, you know, us being afraid of love. It is safe to love now. It is safe to love when you have the right perception of why, you know, if people even project onto you or abandon you or, you know, whatever, that it's not about you. So you would never be heartbroken again, so to say, because you have the right perception. Heartbreak really only happens if we take it personally, so to say. Now, it doesn't mean that we're not affected by other people's reactions or perceptions or whatever. You know, we're not made out of stone or we're not robots here, but ultimately it would not ever make us abandon ourselves again. It would not make us love ourselves any less. It would not make us question ourselves anymore of, is there anything wrong with us? Because it's not. It's just, there's something going on with the other person, and it's just not whatever. You know, there's something more going on, and that's obviously for each one of us to find out what that is. And each situation and relationship and connection is different every, you know, experience. That's where your multidimensional inner knowledge and knowing and wisdom comes in, where you need to figure this out for yourselves and not have someone else tell you what is going on, so to say, okay? Where you know in every now moment what is your truth, and you don't let other people influence you or negative energies and trying to take you off path of what you should truly align with. What is your real truth, which is what your heart knows. You know, you're the only one who knows. I'm really here all about reminding you to tell you, only you know your truth. And in every now moment, that's different. And it keeps shifting and changing, yeah. With the energies, with the frequencies, and everything is an energetic dance. So there are always, you know, two parties at the very least. There's nobody just always one responsible, or, you know, you're just fully in control. It's always a co-creation of the one, much bigger than us. And we need to remember this is much bigger than us, much, much bigger than us. And it's so important for us to be the higher person in every now moment, however hard that sometimes is, because that is really our responsibility here. It's about full mastery of our mental, emotional reactions and bodies. And again, it doesn't mean that we don't have reactions or we're like flawless, but we're constantly trying to fine tune, and we're constantly trying to bring more balance and harmony in. And again, it looks different every day. And sometimes like certain aspects will come up and out that need to come up and out because the truth needs to be spoken, or crap to be broken, you know, pushed through. And so to say, because we can't just get this all done with just love and light. We can't. Okay. Also needs tough love sometimes. So it's both ends. Now let's do this. Omni love. Let's anchor some omni love. So just take a moment and center ourselves in our heart center, in our breath. Breathing in pure, true, divine love. And breathing this out into our whole energy field. Dissolving any tension, any stress, any worries, any fears. Fill your whole energy field, filling out with this pure, true, divine love, coming from source, coming from within your sacred crystal heart and your cosmic seed atom within your thymus, activating and igniting your highest divine blueprint, your already ascended diamond avatar self, timelessly soul. Uskura ena keda su na taraye. Kena nananea yunanea se. Ununea ea e ke toraye. E nu 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 ye. Na te yu kure nanane. Kere tunaye. E yu nu nu nu. E sunane. Ke koraye. Ke nane une. Na te yu ke keraye. Ke nonane. Se una se ae. Na te ke kurare. Ke na ne nanaye ya ke ususu no shekera ye na ke ate no 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 sere kera kurua te ne yu ke tu shu na ne yu ma eke su ne na. Feel this frequency of pure, true divine love, purifying your whole morphogenetic field to the highest divine blueprint available in this now moment. Clear, remove, dissolve any lower negative artificial frequencies, energies, entities, vibrations, sound and light fields, tones, sounds, false light matrices, synthetic overlays, false pictures of realities, memories, false perceptions and projections and judgments, inverted, limiting, false thought forms and beliefs fully now from the one consciousness, from the morphogenetic field of the one, the cosmic monad, timeless soul, for so it is. Kushuna eshkara esara esara akare enaya. Ure su 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 shu 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 na 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 ya ke. Ne setaraye ke kanare ne na su 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 na te ra e na ke ate. Emana na 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 na. Emana na 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 ya. Ke ru su 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 na 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 na. Ke ga eshkara estara estara te ke da ta ta su 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 su. Kukuna esara se se se. Fully calling back to ourselves all that we are, all of our soul pieces, soul fragments, soul aspects, our multidimensional selves, multidimensional DNA, fully activating, physicalizing. igniting from deep within, our memories activating, igniting, fully remembering our ancient future selves, ancient future memories, gifts, abilities, and powers, fully reclaimed now as the one true diamond avatar self. Esarashe kenakarasu kukunateate sasanateakeake. For the ignition of our sacred diamond crystal heart, the cosmic diamond rose and emerald heart grid, crystalline networks, the new Divine Organic Creatrix Field fully ignites through our hearts, through our minds, through our bodies, through our cells, through our memories now. Timelessly so. Kusuna se nane nane ane ake nununa sera kukuna te rare are shushuna te nase nuna yete asu kare katutunane te sesunane na ye na e te ko te nenanase ta fully letting go of the past, all fallen timelines and realities, false memories, false self, fully dissolve along with the false history records throughout our cellular memories and throughout the crystalline networks for time and space, fully resetting the planetary and cosmic architecture, divine blueprints, activating the crystal cathedral network, crystalline caverns, networks, the new diamond grid, the new dove, the white swan grid, activating the dragon grids, dragon node points, Saint Michael line, Michael and Mary lines, the rose lines, the holy grail lines. Ushunate na sekera sa sha 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 shu ne na 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 ne na sera inake ko te na 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 na. Activating the interdimensional Stargate system from within our own fields, within our own blueprints, Sun Disk Network. Kuku Aishkara is so kuku 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 kuku. Shushuna tera kina kinasa. Connecting with the cosmic diamond grid throughout the dimensions, connecting us as the one heart, mind, one body and soul logos, the cosmic monad, reunited as one. Sunate nasaraneaye, korashunaye nate nanasinaye. Our cosmic reunion, the unification of the 12 plus 1 tribes as one. dissolving all divisions, all sense of separation. As we let down our arms, as we see the real truth in one another, and remember who we really are. Kuska Eishtanatera Susunata Enakea Uneaenu Sunate Udenakea Kutenate Nunase Uenu Nata Nune Senunake Unate Ununaye Tokuraye Enunase Nate Nushianena Tu Na Feel your sacred diamond rose and lotus heart opening its 1,000 petals wider and wider. Feel yourself connecting throughout the cosmic diamond heart grid, throughout the dimensions and realms, to all the races, all the beings, calling upon all beings of light in line with the law of one, to unify and connect within this heart grid as one. Skushunatea kease, kuna keradetera skushkunatea keake. Really feel into this connection throughout the realms with all of your extra-dimensional brothers and sisters, the many star races and beings, consciousness fields. Sunakera susuna ne nunaena te nunaena ye ko te ta ke e Really feel your heart connecting to one another throughout the cosmos as one big cosmic diamond, rose and emerald heart grid, fully igniting the new organic Divine Creatrix Field, unifying all dimensions, all realities, all realms, all universes. All of our higher identities, our multidimensional selves, unified as one cosmic monad. Skushunatea kera susunatea kea. The Holy Trinity unified as one. Susunate nayenate usunake e. Akare esho. Kukura ekara ekanake. Uskara ekana ayarasho. Kuna na 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 se ke. Letting go of any remaining misunderstandings, false projections, false beliefs and judgments, prejudice, racism. Fully dissolving, replaced by the higher consciousness. As we unify as one, fully reconnected to source and a cosmic consciousness. Usuna shikana sekana kekena kekara ushku 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 ushka askara eska aikara aikara kuku kuku aiskara. Shku aiska ke eka asana te kuku kuku kuka. Su shu. Our hearts fully opening, connecting to one another as one within the unity field, igniting our new Eden, our Edenic and Paradisian codes, the bliss codes, divine union, divine love codes, abundance codes, freedom codes, sovereignty codes, all from within and then projected out into our new heaven on earth, our new divine organic creatrix field now. Skushkana ena se tukuna tekera esana tekena ke. Activating the divine template of the 144 plus 3 as 1. Sususu no tokarashke esana te ake. No sususu. Turning our carbon atoms crystalline. 13 protons, 12 electrons, 13 neutrons. Crystallizing our blood, our bones, our fascia, our skin. Every carbon atom turning crystalline. Crystal body igniting. KRYST sapphire, diamond rainbow, plasma aurora light body, Merkaba vehicle. And that of the planet fully igniting, perfect spin rate, velocity, highest divine blueprint, sacred geometries. Usukareshke iskara iskara uskana iskana iskana ikara ushkushkushkushkushkushkushkushku ayena sa 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 sa. Dissolving any remaining distortions, lower frequencies and energies in our fields effortlessly. See your field becoming brighter and brighter, lighter and lighter. See your diamond avatar self fully igniting your crystal body. Una tera sukuna shekera tea ke sususuna tera sakera shatanata. Sunakera tea. Fully merge with our soul, oversoul, avatar, rishi, and one pure true God source consciousness. Right now, right here, calling back to ourselves all that we are, all of our keys and codes, all of our quantum now, reclaiming all of our multidimensional selves. Sunatea keake, kuna shukuraya, ayana kero susu sunatea shishinata. Kuyana keake, takara tekera usu sunatera, tatarata. It is done, it is done, it is done. So it is. Usunakera shukunatea kekinate. Now fully come back into your body, into the here and now. Fully anchoring yourselves and your points in the grids. Sending your love to the crystalline core and throughout the grid systems. All the keys and codes received throughout the collective field. Sharing them with all willing hearts and minds in this timeless now. For so it is. Kukana era nakara shushunataya yake. Sunateate. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Fully connected, fully at one with the cosmic heart and one another. Timelessly so. Now, it was a bit longer than I thought it would be, but I hope you enjoyed it and allowed us to integrate over the next little bit. I post the MP3 link later on. I will also post it on my SoundCloud as usual for you to So you can download this via MP3 if you want to, and then also access it on my SoundCloud. And that should help us nicely along with opening our hearts up wider, letting down all those walls, all those things that we think separate us from one another, whilst we also have our wits about us, know our boundaries. It's both ends, and knowing in each now moment how to be and how to navigate this journey, okay? So all you need to know is all inside of you. You're the only one who knows. I can't tell you ultimately. And you being your own greatest authority is what this is all about, okay? That's you fully reclaiming your power, where you know in every now moment what is right for you, okay? And that is what also ignites everything else. And the more you listen to your intuition, the more you use your gifts and abilities, the more you share, the more will come in. Really is that way. And there's so much coming in and unlocking right now. It's really all, all the navigational tips. All we need to know in any now moment will just be shown to us and revealed as we follow the path, as we follow the breadcrumbs, as we follow our intuition. Only then more comes. Because otherwise you're just closed, and you're not following your intuition, you're not following the higher guidance, you're not following your soul, you're not following your heart, and you will not find out what is supposed to be your highest bliss and highest reality. Because right now it's really all the hindrances, all the blockages, it's all been removed, all the interference patterns. What's left is our own remaining, kind of patterns that we might be still running on autopilot, and we just need to see through them. It's really like the higher self is taking over. I've got no worries here. All right, we're just keeping busy and keep making the magic happen as we walk our path, because that's what we came here for. I know what I'm here for, to keep helping make the magic happen together with you as one. So let's do this. So join me in the call on the 19th. If you want to, just follow the link below for the details to sign up. And if you want to give a donation, otherwise, the details are also below to support my work and the channel and everything I do provide freely. And if you do, feel the activations of support to you. And thank you so much for keep holding the vision, supporting me. Also like, share, subscribe, comment, all of that stuff. Thank you so much. And we're here. It's beyond done. Enjoy, relax. Again, everybody's a slightly different point, okay? Just the more you can just transcend the ego and separate self, the easier this gets, all right? Because this is really, the truth is only painful to the conditioned mind, all right? As you transcend this and drop into the heart and your soul's knowing and know the fears for what they are, okay? It gets a lot easier. Just surrender to love, literally. We're at the point where there is nothing makes sense anymore but surrendering to this pure, true, unconditional love that's coming from source, that's also coming through us. We are the broadcasting stations. We are the bridges between the worlds. We are here to make new ascension earth happen. Remember what you came here for. Remember what this is about. It's important, and it's also a dream. But, we're living the dream. So use your imagination wisely. Okay, that's your power, literally. Reclaim all of your gifts and abilities. And you do this by trusting yourself, trusting your heart, trusting your intuition, using gifts and abilities and all of that. And that is what it is igniting you of now, right there from inside of you. Okay. So again, thank you so much for being here now. Thanks for listening all this time. We went a bit long, but anyway. And I hope you enjoyed the activation. And thanks so much for all that you are being. And just know we did it. It's already happened. Keep merging with that, okay? Because it is so. It is. It is done. Now, so much love. Bye-bye.